Hello, how are you? My name is Angel. Today's video is a bit of a fun one. I asked you guys on Instagram to drop me some questions. The question tag said, what would Angel do? So if you need a bit of advice, drop me your little situation or dilemma and let's see if I can give you some good advice. Some of them already I've seen and I don't feel qualified, but we'll try, okay? We'll try and we'll see what we can do in the space of a video. I want to jump right in because I want to do as many as I can in a decent amount of time. So popped a bit of soda water in my copper coupe from Wine Drop KE and I am ready to jump in because some of these are juicy, 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 juicy. Quite a few. Okay, so first one. Stay single forever because I already have kids, or stay hopeful for a relationship down the line. Hey babe, first of all, I feel like your options are very extreme. Those are not that is a false dichotomy. Those are certainly not the only two options available to you. Stay single forever because you have kids is such a, like, why would that be the reason to stay single forever? People with kids are falling in love all the time. So don't understand that. And I feel like always stay hopeful. Regardless of what's going on, stay hopeful. I think what you've done in your head is that you've sentenced yourself to being unwanted and unworthy because you have children. You need to free yourself of that sentence. You've done that to yourself. Because if you open your eyes and look around, women with children are being loved generously and genuinely all around us, okay? So you need to free yourself from that jail because you made it yourself, and then you sentenced yourself and you went and sat in the jail and locked yourself in yourself. You did that to yourself. So you need to mentally free yourself from that because that's not a real thing. If you just go and open Instagram like this, okay? All around us, women with children are being loved and loved well, okay? Case in point, Sierra. Sierra, whose prayer we want, has gone and had Future's baby before that man found her, and he continues to love her down, okay? Russell loves that woman down her dirty drawers. He would drink her dirty bath water, like, okay? Please, free yourself from that jail. You did that to yourself. You're free. You're free, babe. Go out and be loved. Be hopeful. It's out there. Chill out, Umeji. Hey, you've done something to yourself. Stop it. Stop it. You might need to get into therapy. Because, yeah, that's all you, girl. What would Angel do if you were getting to know a man, but he doesn't give clear answers to questions about his job or family? I would assume that the real responses to those questions are alarming and would be reasons for me to not be with him. So I would relieve him of my presence in his life expeditiously. I just think in the beginning stages, openness and communication is key. I need answers to everything that I ask a person in the beginning stages. So if someone is trying to get to know me, we're trying to get to know each other, and I can't get a direct response about something as simple and fundamental as your job or your family, I don't know if that's somewhere I need to be. I just, like the auditor in me is panicking. The auditor in me is just like, sis, run. Nervous, scary. No, I think that's too fundamental. It's one thing if you were asking him about, like, what is your net worth? Maybe a person might not want to give that up in the beginning stages, but he can tell you what he does. Girl, I'm just relieve him of your presence. Okay. What? Girl, I think not. Okay. Would you date a great guy who is still struggling financially? Define struggling. Simply because I think that word is very relative. It's a very relative term. And then also, this word struggling, who has put it on this man? Because I think if he says he's struggling, please believe him. Please believe him. Please believe that he's struggling, and that to add yourself to his life would be potentially to add to his struggle, because women are expensive, relationships are expensive. Okay? So if he says he's struggling, please give him time. Let him be a great guy who is your friend for a while while he struggles. If you, yourself personally, as you've looked at him and you've decided that he's struggling, you might be wrong, okay? You might not have all the information. There are times when a person might be not utilizing perhaps as much of their income towards a certain goal. Like me right now, I'm really shikiliang. I'm just shikiliang like this. One, because I did stupid, crazy things in Dubai. And two, because I need to buy a new car. So I'm not, I feel like there's like a cute struggle that I'm doing at the moment. It's like a struggle, you know? But it's cute. Because I have to deny myself things to correct the mistakes of the past, and also to be able to make a significant financial investment, let's call it, in the near future. So right now I'm doing like a struggle. So maybe someone will be like, hey, these days you're not doing as many as you used to, kind of in a struggle. But see, I know privately why I'm doing like a cute struggle, So I don't know if you have enough information. If it's just, so if your basis of him struggling is just your own assessment, maybe get a clearer picture of like what his financial situation is. I don't think you can ever just look at a person and understand what the financial situation is. I do think, and I think it's a good thing that you asked, I do think it's important to know what you're getting into financially, because finances are a big part of everyday life. And if he's a great guy and he's interested, you should be able to have an open conversation. I've in the past had a conversation with someone where we said we just might not be very financially suited to each other. We had different money personalities. And now that's someone who is a really good friend of mine, but we just, after having the conversation about the monies, yeah, that was not gonna go. We would be fighting like cats and dogs within a month. Do you understand? So have a mature conversation. You just be like, hey, so Kevo, now you're telling me you want me to be your girlfriend, and you're also telling me you're struggling financially. What's the plan? Because now, this is Nairobi, yeah, everything costs an arm and a leg, and between us, we only have 4 arms and 4 legs. So how much life can we do with these 4 arms and 4 legs? Like, can we have this conversation? You just have the conversation openly, and then you both kind of see what your expectations are. And if the expectations don't match, you had the conversation and it didn't work, Nobody communicates enough. Just communicate, man. A long-term friend, same gender, came on to me about a month ago. Booze was involved. I don't feel the same way. Have you spoken in that month? Ooh. Oh, that's awkward. I'm sure that's been so awkward for you. First of all, people are not communicating. I feel like if you've let the awkwardness stretch out over a whole month. So it's gotten bigger and bigger, and now it's like a big crisis. I think if someone comes onto you, regardless of their gender, if someone comes onto you and you guys are friends, and they come onto you and you're not interested, you have to play it off real cute in the moment. So just like, hello, what's this? Hiya. So just like a quick, hello, hiya. What's happening? What's going on? Let them catch it. Like let them be like, oh, yikes. And then that should be fine if it's just cute and playful. But if they continue to push it, like if they still continue to, they are still, then it's be like, hiya, babe, we need to talk. So then you're like, is this what I think it is? Then because then you make her name the intention, state the intention. Then you're like, oh no, babe, no. You're my friend. And I'd like to stay friends. Okay. So babe, are we okay? And then it's fine. But now you've let it stay a whole month since now, I don't know. Why are you guys not communicating? What are you going to do? Even me, I don't know. Your thoughts on starting therapy? I booked my first appointment and I'm terrified. Should I cancel? I'm very pro-therapy. I'm very, very, very pro therapy. I think it's very normal to feel terrified. I felt like I remember right before my first ever session, I felt like I needed to be somehow qualified to be in therapy. I was like, do I know enough about myself to go and talk about myself to this lady? Of course I know enough about myself. I've been living with myself my whole life, you know? It's normal to feel terrified. But I think you need to realize that going to your therapist is you conducting an interview for someone to be your therapist. It's not the therapist conducting an interview for how good are you as a client. You understand? So you are actually in the position of power here. You're the one who's going to see if this therapist works for you. So you're the one who's going to be examining how well does this therapist match the vibes. Like, is this person a person that I can vibe with and talk to for a long period of time? Or are they not? Okay? You are in the position of power. So they should be scared. No, not really. But just what I mean. The fear is normal, but you should just know that the fear is also irrational, you know? As fear often is. At 25, never been in a relationship, wondering if I'm good enough. Babe. First of all, you might be God's favorite because he has protected you from Wababa. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think it's cause for concern. Not having been in a relationship does not mean you're not good enough. It just means you haven't been in a relationship. It has no bearing at all on how good a person you are, you know? I feel like a lot of us are in the Olympics, in this life Olympics, because of Instagram, you know? So you're seeing babes, you know, falling in love and getting married and having me. Then you feel like, they are overtaking me. Wow. Babe. There are no Olympics. There are no life Olympics. Please relax, okay? You haven't been in a relationship and you're 25 years old. That's all that means. It just means that you haven't been in a relationship yet and you're 25 years old. It does not say anything about the person that you are other than you haven't yet been in a relationship, okay? If anything, I feel like you're God's fave. I feel like you're God's fave. Take your time. I think you are in a pretty unique position where you might still be able to give the right partner your entire heart, unscarred, unscathed, without cynicism, without being jaded. Some of us are messed up, child, because we've been out here. Some of us are messed up, okay? You are in such a beautiful position where when you finally meet your person, that person might be your one person. So you might never even have to suffer things like heartbreak and tension and checking the phone, and you might not even have to go through that. I don't know if that's a bad thing. You're overthinking it and you're doing life Olympics. Stop it, okay? It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, okay? Chill, babe. You're fine. I promise you're fine. Having a friend for over 15 years, but lately she has malice and says hurtful stuff to you. So you're asking what I would do in that situation? I'm quite non-confrontational. I don't enjoy confrontation. And so I do tend to let things get to where I just can't take it anymore before I have a confrontation. So I'm probably not going to tell you what I would do because I don't know if my approach would be the healthiest. If you are being hurt, you need to speak up when you're being hurt, okay? So you need to say, sis, you said a hurtful thing to me. Sometimes it might not even necessarily be that a person is malicious or has become malicious. It might just be that they're going through things that they haven't even told you about and they're lashing out. So they're not necessarily coming in with the malicious intent to hurt your feelings. They're just like offloading their hurt and pain onto you. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like you can't even have that conversation and explore it if you don't actually say in the moment, like someone says like a terrible, unkind thing to you, girl, you ain't even all that. Then you stop and say, excuse me, what was that? Because lately, I feel like you're saying slick stuff to me, and I don't know, is there a problem? Is there a problem? Because I don't like how you've been talking to me lately. Are we friends? Yes. So if we're friends, why are you saying that kind of stuff to me? Then she either will have to double down and say that she means what she says, then you know you don't have a friend anymore. Or she'll have to check herself and be like, you're right, you're right. I don't even know why I said that. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say that, okay? then do you know what I mean? But I feel like you need to check it. You need to check it in the moment and not let it build up into something that you're carrying around as hurt, okay? I do that sometimes, and I need to get better. I am actually trying at the moment to get better at it. I'm being quite deliberate about getting better at it. Thank you, therapy. So yeah, catch it in the moment without like fighting. Just be like, no. Why would you say that? That was a hurtful thing to say. Why did you say that? You know, catch it in the moment. I feel like that's the best way to handle it, rather than let it become a big affair and then you have to have a big meeting and say, I've brought you here to this place so we can discuss the behavior of the past 4 years during which you have hurt and misused me. It just becomes too big. So check it in the moment, okay? I'm sorry that's happening to you though. That does not sound nice. Keeping sanity, parentheses, I miss him always, end parentheses, and the fire burning in a long distance relationship, is it worth it? So she's saying how to keep sanity and the fire burning in a long distance relationship, and is it worth it? Me personally, as myself, as Angel, I don't know how open I am to long distance to begin with, okay? I think long distance is perhaps most likely to work when there is an end date in sight. So if I know that Kevo has gone away to the abroad to study for 18 months and he'll be back, then it's easier to kind of spread my investment of emotion over that time because I know when the end is, right? Similarly, if Kevo has gone to the abroad and I am to join him in a year, then I know that I just need to stick it out for this year, and then we shall be reunited in love, you know? So one, I hope you have an end date, because if you don't have an end date, it is exhausting to think about this vast expanse of time gaping in front of you, and you have to keep giving and there's no end in sight. I don't think that is worth it, okay? So if you don't have an end in sight, no, I don't think it's worth it. It is my opinion to which I'm entitled. So I think in terms of your sanity and just in terms of your emotional safety, I hope that your long distance relationship has an end in sight, because otherwise I don't think it's worth it. Okay, if you don't have an end, ask him for when the end is, and then see if you're happy with that end. But if you're not, then for your sanity, it is not worth it. Free yourself. In terms of keeping the fire burning, girl, this is the 21st century. Okay? There are apps upon apps upon apps upon apps for keeping the fire burning. Okay? Just even a quick FaceTime, a nice cute little FaceTime could keep the fire burning. Like, go onto the App Store and search long distance relationship. There is a wealth of information to be found, okay? You need to be innovative, baby. 21st century. Fire is not your main issue. I think that keeping sane, that's your main issue, okay? Yeah, because not always worth it. I am struggling to make friends. How do people make friends as adults? I think all of my friends that I'm close to now, at the current moment, I've made in the past few years, simply because I had to move back and start life again back home, right? We live on the internet, many of us, right? I think the internet is the easiest way to meet people. I default to the internet for almost everything. I've been a person on the internet for maybe half my life, because I started my first blog when I was 15, right? For me, what I would do when I need to make friends, I would go on the internet. You see this Instagram? So many people are on the internet, talking and sharing themselves, and giving glimpses into their lives and into their interests and into who they are. In the same way that you would shoot your shot with a Kevo, yeah? Where it would not be that you, because people do this, people will like come and DM me hi, I think we'd make great friends. Can we be friends and let's have a date? No, that's not how to approach people. Okay, in the same way that if a kevo came into your DM and said we need to go on a date, you'd be like, first of all, stranger, back up. Shooting your shot takes a lot of preliminary background work. Okay, so you go and follow. You see what the vibes are. You suss out the vibes. You see this is this person's interest. This is what they like. You see, then you can see. I understand how you can feel like, this person would make a great friend for me. So what you do, you start the preliminary background work. You start liking. You respond to the stories with the tuma, those tuma emojis for responding, right? Slowly. Then because everyone has their little like personality quirks, right? So like when I do my good morning, you come back with a cute little good morning, hey girl, how are you this morning? Have a good day, something cute. When they come on and tell a little story, you reply and they come and tell you, hey, you guys, Nairobi is the ghetto. These bobaba are killing me. You're like, yes, girl, I know. You have a little kiki, have a little moment, let it rest. Pole. Okay, pole taratibu. And then maybe when she needs a little plug and she comes and asks, hey girls, do you guys know where I can get such and such? Be a useful plug, okay? Can be like, babe, when I was looking for this and this, I found it at X place, and here's a number. Be useful, be memorable. So in the same way that you would slide into a DM slowly over time, right? So you don't just pop up and say, be my husband. Slide into a babe's DM. You guys are wasting slides only on Kevos. Slide nicely into babe's DMs on these Instagrams and be friends. Do friendship slides. Court friendships. Okay, pursue friendships nicely, gently, pole, balance your things, I feel like it's very easy to do that on the internet. I've met all of my friends on the internet. Okay? Like, honestly, if I were to think of 10 people that I consider my friends, like 9 I've met on the internet. Keep it cute. Slide in the DMs real cute. Okay? Pole. It's really easy to do. Just think of it as how would I approach if this was a kevo whose babies I was trying to have. Okay, nice. You have it in you. What would you do if you got an oops pregnancy? Oh, I'm stressed for you, sis. I'm sorry you're in that situation. What did I do? I think first I'm assuming because you know you're pregnant, you know how far along you are. First find out exactly how far along you are. Just for clarity, I'm very pro-choice. So I think you need to arm yourself with the information. 1, how far along are you? 2, you need to let Kevo know. You need to call Kevo. Because I don't think you should carry the stress. I think oftentimes women carry the stress of it as if they did pregnancy to themselves. Okay, you didn't do pregnancy to yourself. You did things to somebody and he did things to you and now you're pregnant. Okay, so both of you need to carry the stress of this oops. So he needs to know, and then you need to get together and talk about it openly and honestly. What do you want to do? I think it's a difficult decision either way. Whatever you decide to do, choosing to have a baby, I think is a difficult decision. Choosing to not keep a baby is another difficult decision, okay? But I don't think it's a decision that one party should make on their own. Stop absolving men of the stress and responsibility of making those decisions, okay? He should be just as much of a participant as you, okay? So I think find out how far along you are and then call Kevo. Better call Tyrone. Call him. Yeah, call Kevo, have a discussion. I wish you the best. I know you're scared. I know you're a bit stressed, but this too will pass, okay? My crush recently told me he likes me back, so I admitted to liking him too. Wait, so he said I like you back, then you said I like you too? Okay, anyway, so you guys like each other. We hung out and he's sweet. Babe, is that the end of the question? Because I feel like you're in a great position. Congratulations, must be nice. Bestie asked me to visit one day. I'm okay with it. Now it's been a week with no sign of leaving. Do I ask? First of all, you should have asked. It's so important to set boundaries. Just as humans, as grown-ups, it's so important to set boundaries. So when somebody says, hey babe, I want to come visit, make miss, I want to come hang out, say I can come and sleep over, you'll be like, yeah, sure, how long do you want to stay? You know, so that she can tell you, oh, I'm thinking maybe I can do the weekend, then I take off on Monday. You're like, fantastic, amazing. So she comes, she does the weekend. If Monday evening then finds her in your house, then you'll be like, hey babe, what's the plan? I thought we said Monday. Then she'll be like, oh gosh, I think I'm just getting too comfortable. Say, I'll take off tomorrow. Now, if Tuesday evening finds her in your house, then it's like, okay, babe, Ebu, can we sit and talk? Because I'm feeling like maybe there's a memo I'm missing. Are you okay? Is there a reason you don't want to go home? Because I think if you people will do as much as you allow. So because you've allowed the week, that's why she's there. So to answer your question, yes, you should ask, and you should have actually asked before she arrived in your house what the plan was. Establish boundaries. So important. Establish boundaries. Establish boundaries, and then enforce your boundaries. There's nothing wrong with enforcing boundaries, even with a friend. Your friend should respect you enforcing agreed upon boundaries. Okay, so yes, ask. Not a whole week in your house, child. Lord Jesus. I think I found the love of my life, but the whole life is calling. I would say don't hurt the love of your life. If you're feeling like you're in a whole phase, don't hurt the love of your life by letting things progress with them and like trying to get into a commitment, and you know that deep inside you're carrying a hole in your system. Okay, because then if they actually are the love of your life, then you'll love them and lose them. I think just know that you found them. Just quietly know it is your private business. They don't even need to know that you've identified them as love of your life. Then go and walk up and down the streets and then come back when you're tired of walking. You know, that way you don't risk hurting someone who maybe is supposed to be the love of your life. You don't know that for sure. You just think that. Yeah, but if the streets are calling, please walk the streets first. Don't get into a relationship while still being on the phone with the streets. That's messy. 30-year-old considering moving to the US for nursing school with my 3-year-old. Too late? Should I just hustle in Kenya? I just don't think it's ever too late for opportunity. And I don't think doors are ever accidentally opened. So if the universe has opened the door of opportunity for you here at 30 with a 3-year-old, why would you even question that it's too late? It has happened right when it was supposed to happen, you know? I don't know anything about now the industry that you're talking about or whatever, but I just don't think that the reason to not go would be because it's too late. There are probably other factors, like what happens to the child's other parent and that situation. When you go, can you sustain yourself in school while sustaining a 3-year-old in the US? There are other questions, but the reason to not go should not be, is it too late? That's not the reason. You have other things to worry about. I'm telling you, it's not too late. But there are other things you should think about. Oh, this is getting too long. This is getting too long. Ooh, we might have to do more in another video because I have so many. I have so many. Maybe we can make these a regular fixture, like things I don't hate. Let me know if you're interested in that. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you benefited from one at least of the answers to these questions. I want to go because you guys know I am editing phobic, so let me take my leave, child. Thank you for watching and spending time with me. God bless you. Love you. Mean it. Bye.